Great and beautiful morning, afternoon, and evening to you, wherever you are joining me at this moment. Welcome to 289 edition of Investdata Trading Academy Live with Ambrose. Yes, I would say that the market globally, like I said, is quiet as speak across different regions. In US, we are seeing a quiet market because we are seeing that the major indices there are looking sideways slightly. The same thing in Europe and also in Asia. Africa is not left behind. We're seeing a mixed trend in Africa. While NGS down here in Nigeria opened on a positive note, we are seeing looking up gradually, extending the gain recorded for the week after we saw 2 weeks of 2 days of profit taking in the previous week. But the week closed at about 0.39. The extension of that we are seeing this morning, despite the 2 days pullback we saw on Thursday and Friday last week. This morning, market is opening a green note. And don't forget, this is the last trading week of the month of June. And here in Nigeria, we expect to have a 2 days holiday for our Muslim brothers to celebrate Salah and expect that these 3 days are remaining. We expect to see a kind of, like say, a managed market or a window dressing market by the major fund managers in the market to close the quarter on a positive note and also to close the half year on a positive note. On that note, with all eyes and also on the March year-end accounts, I'll tell you that the life of flour mill here down in Nigeria, Honeywell, life of Resta, Airtel is one of the March account that's the only company that released their audited account for 2023. Financial year ended March 31st. Others in that financial year cycle are yet to apart from Airtel. That's why all eyes are still on University Press, Learn Africa, and Resta, and others in that Northern Nigeria flour mill. All I know, and I believe that's why I see today. I know I'm not surprised seeing most of this year-end result account of stock, looking up because all eyes are on their audited account between now and 30th of June. If anything happens, that means either they want to pay fine or they notify the exchange why they are not result, because the 90-day will be expiring will be kind of on 30th of which is on Friday. I believe that all eyes are on this result, and that's why you can see this morning we're seeing a market extending kind of an uptrend at the same time from what we saw the last week on a weekly basis. That means market is open on a positive note today. For me, it's a good one for the market. Back to what is happening in a matured market. Like I said earlier, that the market over there is purely is quiet as we speak at this hour, and there are reasons why this market are quiet at this moment. And this reason is not far-fetched because one, that market investors in this domain are looking to see the outcome of the European Central Bank annual forum that also other central banks are also coming to meet together and also to discuss about what is happening globally and how the central banks of this world will help to put the economy backward on a recovery mode. We can see that most of these banks, central banks, because of fighting the canker what we call inflation, have kind of continued to hike rate, and that rate hike has kind of put the economy in a corner. Now they are all saying that even the government also is finding it difficult because the more you hike rate, the more cost of servicing bond or servicing debt in the economy also increase. For that, these central banks are meeting to see, and actually all eyes are on this event to see what will come out of it. After there was so sell-off previous week because as a result of fear of U.S. rate hike, after the chairman of Fed has met with Congress, the House of Rep, and also the Senate in US, and also the hint that they were also going to resume rate hike, is there. But they said they want to look at what inflation rate. That also a panic on investors. That's why I said this morning, most investors are on the sideline watching our traders or market players and the market market to see what the outcome will be. And don't forget that signal of Germany becoming weaker in terms of economic activities is also playing in that eurozone. And like I said also the event that happened over the weekend, Russia activities of those that handle their weapons and all those stuff. The little conflict there also trying to is the second powerful nuclear economy or country. With all this happening, where are they going to? This what is going to in Ukraine and Russia. After if some machineries for Russia are stepping out and also trying to halt the whole thing. You can see these are the things also that the market also digesting. And because of the move of what happened over the weekend, Saturday in Russia, you can see the oil price tried to rebound, but the little gain has made tried to also this morning try to also pull back. You can see that these activities are what is driving what things across the globe. That's why as a trader or investor, any market you are trading, either you are trading FS, you are trading crypto, you are trading futures, you are trading stock, you are trading commodity, you need to understand where is policy moving, what is the sentiment of the people, and there is event that shape sentiment, and that's why you must look at your chart any given time to know exactly what is happening. And that's why I tell you that fundamentals will give direction of where it is going, but when to buy and when to sell, the technical will make it very clear for you so that you won't be panicking or you won't be trapped in any position unless you don't know how to look at your chart. But for those who know that this world has a way of shaping the market, we know that the policy, monetary policy, fiscal policy, inflation, all has a way of shaping fundamental economy. Who is going to reflect on the financial of this company? But you need to understand really what give direction is our drive momentum is what fundamentals, and they come and also they give trend, they give market direction, they drive momentum. But you as a technical, you use your chart to try to look at this momentum, to know the direction of this, and also how is the market psychology, how is the sentiment of the people. Once you're able to digest all these, you are good to go. But it's not the time anywhere you are investing to invest and go and sleep. You must see what is happening in the market so that you follow the trend and also know when to cash out and when also to cash in, because you have a goal that you are trading the market, and that goal will help you, to have a strategy. That strategy means you have a plan, and when you are trading your plan, you know your entry and your exit strategy, you know your buy rate, you know your stop loss, you know where you're in the stock, you know when you hit and go out. When you are doing all this holistically, not half-hearted, or you are guessing in your head, you don't have it. You need to put it down so that you have a record to guide you. That's why for those that attend our programs, either the Saturday program that we do live class, question and answer with Ambrose, and also a master class, even the live class, I would say that trading your plan is key, and you must know how to put this plan together. That's why at any given time you must look at what is happening in the market, because fundamental has a way of also influencing the direction, and that is why your technical will tell you where the market is heading to, and it tell you by using what, by using charts, price action, volume, resistance, and support, to know exactly what is happening. Once you're able to play around this, I tell you nothing, to catch you less few occasions. But if you are you always be ahead of the market if you know how to compare your technical and fundamental. But when using one of them alone, maybe fundamentalist, my own would rather be hooked in the market. The technicians also be left at times out. But if you combine the two effectively, which is also able to read the sentiment, I will tell you most times you'll be ahead of the market. That you'll be caught in any web, when you are invested. It's very, very important as you speak. But don't forget that others are still also on the global or the world or core potential manager index to see what is happening, knowing that the fear of recession has also heightened again, as most of the Western economy has a high rate, 55%, nearly across, apart from US that just paused for the period that just passed. I will believe that what this trend continue, fear of recession is there, and World Bank has continued. They've not stopped saying that this is not the time. We need to rethink the central bank of the year. That's why I see cautious the trading as we speak now this morning. That's why I see that market is a bit quiet. With stocks index across the globe trading modestly lower, for the day as we speak at this hour. You need to know that things are not as good as expected, because this is the end of the quarter and end of the half year. All eyes on what will happen these last few trading days, especially this week, to see what is happening, to your position. But as speak that US, Asia stocks are down, and as a result of also, the gold up after aborted the Russia mutiny, it safe world, safe haven push. You can see these are the things that's happening around the world. We need to understand this so that you also know how to manage your portfolio. If you look at the emerging market index, which is called the MSCI index for the world, I said that this European market is also down. We talk of that of Asia, I told you earlier. Crude oil price also trying to oscillate, but also it was also heading to drop for 15 months low now. Early that also what is happening in Moscow has not helped matter. Like I said earlier, these are the forces that is driving the market this morning. But for investors, I'll tell you, keep your eyes on where you are putting money, and also sector rotation will continue as investors look forward a better place where they can make good return and position. And because I tell you that no matter what is happening in the market, anytime, any day, any economy, there are still sectors and industry opportunity in that market, unless you are not looking what is happening as to speak. But that's why you don't invest and sit and fold your hand. You invest and look for information that will guide you. Also, the downgrade of Tesla by Goldman Sachs also research and all those stuff just to tell you that I can see these are the activities that is shaping the market globally. I believe that there's no cause for alarm. All we don't need we need to invest with knowledge and also go play defensive stocks also in the midst of all this, because I believe that in all there's opportunity. And don't forget also the news of bank financial stock also, or what is happening also influencing also interest. But don't forget that our banks here are becoming stronger, while financial stocks also drag down some market also as concern of global interest also affecting the economy. Despite the higher interest rate also make higher opportunity for the banks. But also people are complaining that the more interest rate go on, the more the economy also will be squeezed. And that is what is also influencing activities in some of these mature the economy as we speak now. But I believe that once things get better and also investors going to trade with knowledge across the globe and across the market here down here, I will tell you that we will be better in when we invest with what with knowledge. As we speak, like I just said, in the European market, their banking index is already down by more than 1.5% this morning because of what? Because of this fear of rate hike coming to affect the economy. We also have we saw what happened in US before now when the Signal Bank and others one we saw them all of them having issue, and that's also fear. But the good thing is that, like I said earlier, down here our banks are becoming better, and we're seeing that the regulation we're seeing come from reform from the government, the new administration. What we also to create opportunity for the banks to make more money. But you as a trader or investor, you should know why in the market. Don't be carried away with the upside potential of this raw stuff. Once you hit your target, you should also know how to work, how to move around. Because I believe that investor is also adding to balance their portfolio, taking into consideration defensive position as the geopolitical development brings a lot of fresh winds or uncertainties around. I mean, so you need to, and I believe that once we're able to get things right in that Ukraine and Russia, and that geopolitical politics able to put this in place, might also see economic recovery. But to speak now, the unstable political situation in Russia has also put kind of a fear and uncertainties around the global economy as we speak. That means everyone has to be also be very careful and watch what you are doing and what you are buying. That at the end of the day, you will not be in a position that you will be regretting. No, I believe that once you invest with knowledge, as we speak now, despite the oil price pulling back, oil price is around the $74, 74.26 dollar per barrel to this hour. With all this fear, and also what is happening, the political situation in Russia, and all this, these are the things happening as we speak now. Like I said earlier, back home here, if you look at our market, our local market here is still on what on the upside direction, on the strength of what end of the quarter and end of the month and end of the half year. You can see you have end of the month, end of the quarter, and end of first half of the year. The same week, I believe that this will have the world shipping and now, as I said earlier, as we expect to see results for March account coming, going to shape the market. And not only that, the expectation of the government releasing the ministerial list also is there. The more they come and the more so government rule out more policy or make pronouncement going to show the market. But all eyes are purely on what is coming, because this is a fundamental thing that they every equity feed on. Is the earnings, knowing that we're expected to see some full year earnings for those that have Mastercard, and also Q2 where we have companies on the exchange that pay into dividend also be announcing their dividend. This is why the second half of the year is going to start on a better note. But this situation we are seeing profit taking will not reach out of it entirely. But I'll tell you, this result also put another direction, and coupled with what we are seeing in terms of government activities, in terms of policy. Yes, this policy might have some negative impact on the interim, on the short term, but going to the future, as the policy will just fine tune and implement, might see the benefit of it, and that will also going to attract more inflow to the economy. As we speak, gradually we can see inflow coming already. If you look at the foreign investor report that was released recently on NSC, you can see that in the month of May, you can see that the foreign investor has improved their participation in the market. As we see, and this June, when we saw this subsidy removal, we saw how transaction or policy statement has supported the market. And I tell you, it's not only a local fund that push the market at this level, but I see that market has potential to go up. These foreign investors, as they are coming to the market, look at all we call their big cap stocks, the life of Airtel, life of MTN, the life of Dangote Cement, the life of the Boa Cement, Boa Food and Boa Cement, Nestle. These are Kobo stock on the foreign investor because they are coming with a dollar and they know the new unified exchange rate. This stock becomes cheaper for them, and most of these stocks are more defensive. They see and also look at companies like where we have good corporate governance. Like also go to see what the stock that make up our NSE 30. Where they'll be looking at. These are the things to guide investor. And I tell you, when they come massively to the economy, they're going to change the market. But that's why I will say again that you need to change your strategy. Don't use strategy that you used in 2022, 2021, 2023. Now, 2022, 2021, and 2020. Now in 2023, as from this second half of the year, things are going to change. You also have to also change your strategy. Don't be greedy. Have a goal and change your plan. And as you do that, you're able to protect your investment at any given time. That is how to go. The week is starting on a good note. And don't forget that I'll have a shorter trading period for this week. So as we speak, let's look at what is happening on the Nigeria exchange so that we can go to our live chart and see as all as of more results. Even when those at the December year account that are yet hit the market, the life of Presco, I've not seen Presco result as we speak now. All eyes are still on that number to see what will come from there. But I tell you that investors are not confused, but rather they're taking advantage of information that they are seeing or that is just being rolled out in the economy or in the market to guide them to make what informed decision. When we come to the chart, we can see for ourselves and also take a proper look. As we speak now, the market is already doing a 59,446.32, up by 239.69. Market is up by 0.38, almost a 0.4, 0.38 as we speak, which is a good one for me. And this is market looking up on Monday, the start of the week, and I tell you this is the last trading week of the month. I expect that stocks will go up because of what the normal dressing, and these are patterns that every investor should have. Most time end of the month doesn't change market more, but end of the quarter, end of the year, these are period that you see the portfolio reshuffling by traders, and also the market itself. The NSE has to also reposition some indices, and in the process they bring new one and take away the old ones, and those ones when you are bringing new one, investors or fund managers want to stop those stuff that you are bringing in. I mean, there's value, there's activities in them. That's why they are taking some out and bringing them. This reshuffling will continue, and it come at the end of what? At the end of the quarter and end of the year, and it's still every 6 months, every 3 months, and what for year. I believe that this is how investors also look at. In a year or have what 4 quarters, you can see know when this will be coming for fund managers as we speak. Yes, look at the market great positive also. We're having a 30 gainers against 15 losers in the market. I tell you that the market is maintaining that momentum. All this while we're seeing the market recording more gainers even the previous week, despite taking activities in those days last week. But today we're seeing also a new start. 30 gainers at this hour and 15 losers. Market is up by 0.38%, which is good. If you look at the top losers now, I would say that Unity Bank is the first one, down to 99 or 99 kobo, 10% oil flat in the red. We're seeing Guinea Insurance also almost 10% flat also. Universal Insurance also in that category. You can see Japan Gold also in red, and also Wapik Insurance. For Wapik, I'm not surprised. Profit taking for Unity Bank, I'm not surprised. Even for Guinea, all these are the penny stocks that are move up. And don't forget that as market is going up, we're seeing more fundamental. People always be questioning where are we expected to see 3 dividend, which company numbers are expected to go to be maintained in that direction. We need to watch all this as a investor. Don't be panic when you are seeing all these profit taking. They are why they are taking profits from them. Either what attracted those people there are not again or they meet their target. That's why you target stock that has value, or that value and stock that goes somewhere and position, because we have different reasons why we're in the market and also have different source of fund. As a trader or investor, you must guide your fund when you are trading so that you will see opportunity to enter and the fund also to play the market. If you go to the on the flip side, which is the gainer side, we are seeing that the APC Transport is leading this pack this morning, doing a 44 kobo with 10% up, followed by Academic Press also 10%. Academic Press is one of the match accounts we're looking at to see. Also, we're seeing that Transport Hotel almost hitting 20 naira, 19 naira 35. This is stock that start moving as low as what? As 7 naira 35 kobo. you can see the power of role, small share in issue or holding structure very tight. If you look at this transport, I'll tell you that holding structure is tight, and that's why I say price. The share outside there is very small. These are things we investors or traders should be looking at. We are having small. What is who are holding this stock? Are they ready to sell? What they're not ready to sell, and price we will see the price will also be maintaining that up direction. You can see new move in the market that most companies are moving up on a small volume, and some kind of company you don't have access to look for companies that have good volume and also have volatility. They have marketability that their share that you want to sell. There's some company that they are only moving up now because of what share they are going to move is very small, just to manipulate the price. But at times when you want to sell stock, you might not see who want to pick it. And also when you are bringing such stock, also have to be very careful because those that own they are not ready to sell, they know why they're not selling. But if you are lucky to have it, you want to rule your own because you don't want to. Because people are only that it's not much. It's not like other stock that when people want to sell, it goes up, we want to price to come down. These are the things. Look at what is the share in issue, what is the structure, what is the float of this company. You need to understand all this when you are also investing. Like I just said, the top gainers at this hour are ABC Transport, we are seeing an academic press, Transcorp Hotel, Internal Oil, also 9.9% in the grid. Len Africa, these are the top five gainers as we speak. But in terms of volume, we are seeing that the life of Boa Cement is coming up gradually after it has stayed below 90 naira, around 92.25 kobo, 45.3 million shares traded so far. UBA almost 1160 now, 1160 as to speak, 24 point, no, sorry, 31.46 million shares today so far. While GT code was seen also 32 naira and also 60 kobo also 28.205 million shares today so far. Access Bank is also 1520 as we speak now, 19.63 million shares today. While Zenith Bank is all by it's trading around the 32.05 as we speak. 19.53 million shares. These are terms of volume. You can see that activities in the banking sector or the financial sector is also coming up. Don't forget that if you look at what is happening globally, and also if you go back and look at our index, like what I discussed, recently, look at the index so far. The sector that have not moved is this only the industrial goods, where we have just only 3.26% of year to date. While the oil and gas sector have recorded 60% year to date, while the general market is just about 15.75%. That's the life of what is happening in the banking sector. As we speak now, year to date, about 45.20% up for banking sector. Insurance is 55. Good for insurance, and I'll tell you that is good for them. And also why that of also for consumer goods, despite the inflation, but see that stock there also have maintained an uptrend. The life of Nascom, life of Dangote Cement, Dangote Sugar, and others have supported as we speak. That index also around the 50-52% of 55 also. Only the industrial goods, and also I believe that the more cost of production goes up and inflation goes up, and there's a level you can push your cost to consumers. Even when we see that the cement industry, building industry materials are very essential. The higher the price, that's why the demand will also be low because it's when you have money you want to build, and also there are things that yes they're essential. There's a level that price can go, people demand will come down, and that's why manufacturing sector is also where to watch to see which company able to push its cost to the consumer at the end of the day. This is how we should also look at reward trading going into the future. Yes, back to what is happening live on the market. Like I will tell you that once if I want to look at your chart, first look at the chart direction from here to here. It's an uptrend, so the market try to come down here, but now it has reverse up. You can see the market is making higher high, even when it touched 60,442.12, pull back as we speak now, trying to also go up again. You can see the trend trying to go up as we speak now. Market is in the green. You can look at it here. This candlestick here, market is in green, trying to go up. But on a daily chart, we are seeing already divergent. But we've seen this morning. Let's see whether it will be a reversal. For the past few days, we have seen for like almost 4 trading days. The market, there's a divergence between the momentum and the word and index action. So today we'll look at it to see are they kind of convergent? We see the divergence already. Are they convergent? Are they moving in the same direction? Because when we see divergent, you need to also understand because this divergence is what will tell you there's a disconnection between what is pushing the price, the index, and the momentum behind it. But if we can see convergent, foot is fine. But before now, like I said, they are already seen a very divergent on the stock because the momentum is coming down while the index is going up. But let's see our chart today. So I want to call up some indicators to guide us to see how the market look at this hour. We call our major indices indicators we use for our analysis in this class. I will start with MACD. We want to look at the divergence, and also we call our money flow index. Then we go to our C line. C line is very, very important. I tell you that it acts as what our resistance and support level at any given time for you to understand what you are doing in the market. Once you know that the price action or index action is above the the T line, that means the T line is having as a support level. That means the momentum in the market is also strong and the market is still trending up. But when you see T line as what as a resistance, so that the market is what on the southward movement, it call for caution. And but when you see it also going on, you look at other time frame to know exactly when to take profit is very, very also important. As we speak, the despite that the market this morning we're looking it up, the divergent I said earlier is becoming obvious. You can see that this what we call the histogram here. You can see when there was a divergence earlier at this point, but when the market had a 2 days up rally or 2 days on a kind of bull run, we saw that there was a kind of convergence. They pull it up, the momentum change. I will see acceleration in the momentum put it there. But as we speak now, after market has tested the highest of 60,000, the recent year highest, I would say the recent year high or highs, not right, the recent high. We saw about 60,400. Since then, market pullback. You can see there's a divergence here. You can see it here. If I draw an arrow here, down here, you can see it, and that continue. And you see this blue line also. The distance between two lines was wider, but now they are closing up. Even when the market is also, it tells you that also there is still element of caution in terms of position taking. But those stocks that I know that results are expected to be good in Q2, go ahead. But for general market, we are seeing a divergence. It still hold this morning that on the daily chart, the divergence is ongoing. It has not reversed. Even when money flow, I try to look up marginally to read around 81.72 this hour. You can see it here. For me, you need to play with caution on this on the market. Despite that it's a good one, we're seeing more gainers, and then sellers are still in the market, buyers are still in the market. The divergence tells you that this is the technicals. I'll deal with volume and all those the momentum. I tell you that fundamental give direction. Why, when to buy, when to sell, it's what your technical give you. You need to understand all this when we are trading. We quickly go to the 1 hour chart to see what is the chart saying. On the 1 hour chart, we are seeing that the market is flat also on what? On the T line. And MACD is still what? Bearish. You can see it here. You can see all this is below the what? The signal line. That's why you can see that where it was, even from here, market has not looked down, and you can see that the volume has not been too good on the 1 hour chart, still below the average today. But we're also seeing that money flow is also looking down to read around 59, 58. For me, it's not a totally bad one, but we need to see market is waiting for another trigger, just like the way we saw the pronunciation or implementation of policies, push the market up, or kind of trigger momentum, and we saw those spots hitting the market, and that put the market up. But now you can see market is waiting for such again. I'll tell you all eyes on the ministerial list, and also once they come, we see more explanation, more direction, and more pronunciation, more policy guideline. I tell you this will change the face of the market. Finally, we look at the 15-minute chart. Like I said, it's very, very key to look at 15-minute chart. So that is where 15-minute chart also is not looking bad as we speak now. So telling us that 15-minute chart is still not bad. Let me tell you something. We are not seeing a sign of more sell-off here. Slightly also above the T line. And volume is green, and also MACD is relatively bullish. Money flow is looking up around 55. For me, let's watch the market generally, and then expect to see some little on 5-minute chart. You can see 5-minute chart. 5-minute chart market is very, very okay. You can see 5-minute chart. Momentum is also changing on 5-minute chart. You can see the beauty of looking at different time frame. You can see that our histogram here is coming up, and you can see where the blue line is. For me, there's still potential for the market. And I said it earlier that being end of the quarter, you can see here that the first actual index action is above the T line. You can see it here. For me, it's a good sign. And it makes me happy. You can see that we're seeing 73. So that's why it's slightly looking down. So it's a good one for the market. We quickly look at those stocks that are the top gainers now. Let's quickly look at what is happening in Etana. How far is Etana going to go? Look at Learn Africa, and quickly also look at the losers. Look at the losers. Losers here our credit stock. We can also look at our peak to see how far it will go down. And it's time to look at what is happening in charms and cheese. What is worth our time. Let's quickly look at what is happening in Tana this hour. That the stock now, what is the momentum saying in regard of this? Now let's see what is the chart telling us about Intana right away. Let's see what is telling us about Intana. Let's go and see the chart. The chart for Intana. You can see the chart for Intana. You can see that they follow what I said earlier. That's why you need to understand how to use this momentum, because you can see the MACD was coming down, this momentum was coming down. But with this news we are saying a breakout, you can see that there's already a reverse. The gap was almost coming down, but now you can see the convergence, and you can see that they have a longer, longer kind of histogram here. You can see this histogram was seen. It has coming down, but now you can see today we have that means a change of momentum, and that was good. That if this momentum support this price, you might see the stock hitting 2022 very soon on this journey, but it's a good move for me for the stock. Let's look at 1 hour chart. What is 1 hour chain? And money flow is trading almost 88. 1 hour chart is also the stock is trading above the T line on 1 hour chart. Good positive MACD, and money flow is looking up again on 1 hour chart. Finally, look at the 15-minute chart to confirm. 15 minutes telling us MACD. If you can see the momentum, you can see the gap between the red. The momentum is high. So accelerating for me is a good one for Tana. Tana 5 minutes chart. The same thing. Even when we were seeing some level of slowdown here, but not much, we will see that today is the world saw the kind of a change in acceleration. Let's watch and see where it's going from here for what for Tana. Pick one because of our time. We look at our peak. What is happening in our peak? This is also not so that it's losing. This one again, let's look at our peak. Our peak is 15 minutes chart, a 5 minute chart is also bearish. You can see it here, profit taken already. 15 minutes, 1 hour, still down below the T line. You can see that market has performed kind of a bearish trend already, even as money flow remain relatively around 59, which is good. Look at 1 hour chart for the chart. You can see a pullback for still has not broken down the T line. That is the surviving what we're looking at, but already sign of profit taking in this stock. You can see how it rallied from here for now, but if it's like now that it's still above, it's still a support level. Once it breaks down, become resistance. Now the reversal is possible here. Especially if the number we expect from the company with expectation, you can see that even MACD, histogram is also already looking down again for the stock. Money flow looking down to 89 from almost 100. So sign of profit taking. If you look at what is happening in charms and chi for our time, finally. For me, you can see that on a day chart that Sam's already doing 62 kobo from what it closed yesterday on Friday. You can see that it's trading above the T line, very sharp. You can see this candlestick are sharp for charms. You can see that looking at the momentum here, you can see that we have a convergence here. Two of them are moving up. Momentum are moving in direction with what with price action. For me, it's a good one for charms, and volume is increasing. Above the average traded volume, which is above the black line. A good one. Money flow is already leading 80.146. For me, it's a good one for the stock. Look at 1 hour chart for charms. Charms on 1 hour, you can see a very strong the candlestick and MACD remain bullish, and why also money flow remain strong to read around the 94. These are good sign for this stock, and for me, it's a good one for charms. Let's look at that of 15 minutes. Also, 15 minutes is very good, bullish, and quite high volume, and money flow is very fine. Finally, look at what is happening in cheap PSC. Yes, these are lookup stocks, but we're seeing potential in them. Look at what is happening in cheap PSC. To speak, let's look at this company. PSC on 15 minutes, on a 5 minutes, on a 15-minute chart is still very, very positive above the T line. For me, it's a good one. You can see that MACD has become also positive as to speak. And I can see now it's on a bullish signal for MACD, and money flow is hitting 74 for cheap on the 15-minute chart. It's a good one Look at a day chart for Chi now to see. Yes, Chi has touched almost this morning. World price it has touched almost 70 this morning. You can see it here. No, but still pull back. No, I believe that before the close of the day, more likely to survive. We are seeing a positive MACD on this. You can see it here. This is a positive MACD. We are seeing up and trading above the T line powerfully. Let's watch and see how it goes to close the day. But this is a component that also into trading and the price are low. And we are seeing also positive sentiment for the industry. Like I said earlier, this is set up to watch. We are seeing that the policy of the regulators it's also in favoring most of these companies. But this company have been consistent for how many years? For the past 10 years, this company have been consistent in what in their entry dividend. Even when the market is not doing well, they are still paying their total kobo. Even when their prices are even around that 40 kobo, it tells you that there's potential. I see that potential sustaining their price. For me, it's stuff for you to watch as well as investor. Others in that industry that move, these are the ones that the next will follow in that category. On this note, I say thank you. But before I finally go, I will forget to remind you about the common masterclass. For those that have taken advantage of discount, and for those that yet are still have opportunity to register, see Friday at the price of 50,000 naira, and also door is open for you to continue to do registration. I believe that we are already prepared for it. All the speakers are really set for the student or the participant, the attendee, to what they're going to take home for the next 90 days. I believe that this third quarter will also we are seeing already momentum changing. That was going to impact on your portfolio. It depends where you are. But see that sectoral rotation continue in the new quarter, and you must be in the right sector to get the right profit. Yeah, thank you. See you tomorrow, hopefully by God's grace. Bye. Enjoy the rest of your trading day.